Hi boot campers! Welcome to day one of Game Plan Bootcamp. I first want to say congratulations. If you are here today, then that means that you have committed to some really great personal development that could potentially change your life. It changed mine. This has been one of the best trainings that I've done for Young Living. Actually, the best training I've done for Young Living. So congratulations on being here. People tend to think that MLMs are an easy way to make a buck. This isn't easy. You're gonna do some work, but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be an awesome blessing for your family. So stick with us. Today I want to talk about some of those reasons why you might want to start a Young Living business. I think we've got a few people, different kinds of people here today. Maybe you are someone who just wants to figure out what this business side of Young Living looks like, what it's all about. Maybe you're someone who is getting their oils paid for and wants to really start taking this seriously. Maybe you're somebody that's been doing this for a while and just decide, I need a game plan that I can come back to consistently over and over again that I know is going to work. So this is it. This is a great place for all of those people. Welcome. I'm going to dive in. Sarah does a great job in chapter 1 of really covering 8 reasons. I'm sure there are more, but 8 main reasons why people want to do a Young Living business. So instead of covering all of those again, I'm going to share with you a few that really mean a lot to me, really a few that I have some personal experience with. So I first want to say that I love her quote. On number 1, she says the only ones that don't get to the top are the ones who give up. And I think that's so true. We have seen there are people in our lives who are rocking this, who are doing it. And I think that people sell themselves short. They get to a point and maybe they get stuck or they have a bad month and they give up. So I just want to encourage you before we even start to don't sell yourself short. Tell yourself, I am a diamond rising. I am a diamond rising, and I'm going to see this through until I hit diamond, whether that's 3 years, whether that's 5 years, whether that's 10 years. I am a diamond rising, so stick with it, you guys. My first reason that really resonates with me is when she talks about being your own boss and setting your own hours. And this is really attractive to me because I have an almost 2-year-old. Her name is Riley, and I love being home with her. Growing up, I didn't think that I would want to stay home as a mom, but I love being home with her. I love the time that we get. I love not missing some of those really special moments. I love the teaching opportunities. That's not for everybody, but it's been a really big blessing for me. So I love that I get to set my own hours. I work during her nap time. I work sometimes before she wakes up in the morning, sometimes after she goes to bed. If she's having a really rough week of teething and we just need to do all the snuggling, sometimes my work gets put off for a few days. I can really make this work for my family, and that's super attractive to me. Sometimes that can be hard because working from home, being your own boss, you do have to find the boundaries of discipline and making a schedule and really fitting that time in and committing to doing the work. But it's so nice to have that flexible schedule. So that was number 1 for me that really resonated. The next one is willable income, and you might have breezed over number 4 or didn't really understand what that meant, but I love this perk. So when you start making $3,000 a month with Young Living, around the silver rank or more, you can create a personal will and actually will your residual income, residual meaning that income is going to keep coming whether you're working or not. And every month you can will that to a child, you can will that to a grandchild, so that you can really set up your children and grandchildren for a debt-free life, to really bless them in the future. And so I love that. Later on, we'll talk about stacking and creating legs and some things that maybe sound really foreign right now. But I started building underneath my mom and my mother-in-law before they ever had any interest in the business because of willable income. Because I knew, A, that this income could bless them long term, but then B, they could also will this income to my children, my sister's children, my brother-in-law's children. They could will this income, and it could really become a blessing to our entire family for generations to come. We talk about being oily generations, and that's really a big piece of that. So it's a legacy income and not a 401k that disappears when the cash is gone. This is something that will continue for generations to come. love that. So the next one is taking time and still getting paid. So this one really maybe didn't mean as much to me until we made a really big move this summer. It was an international military move from Germany, and the move took like a good 2 or 3 months for me to really start getting settled in. We were traveling for a month and a half of that, and it was hard to make my business top priority. It just wasn't top priority. It's never top priority. You know, my family comes before my business, but it was hard for me to really make consistent time for my business. So one thing that was awesome is I've already created a great team underneath me of leaders who are awesome and who are just crushing their goals and are working really hard. We all support one another and cheer each other on. And so while I needed to spend a season focusing on my family and getting us settled and all of those things, those people were still out there crushing it. So my paycheck didn't just continue to come in the mail, it actually grew. So my team still grew, my paycheck grew, even in those months where I needed to kind of take a back seat. I was still around, my team still knew that I was available, I was still sharing, but I wasn't able to be as committed as I had been. And it was awesome to see that paycheck still come in because other people around me were still doing the work. So I love that benefit too. The last one I want to talk about is financial freedom. Freedom is really what all of these come back around to, whether you're looking for time freedom, whether you are looking for financial freedom, whatever that looks like, a lot of these come back to freedom. And I just wanted to touch on the financial piece because I know a lot of us can struggle with, you know, maybe if you're a believer and you pray, praying for your business to be blessed. Maybe some of you struggle in that area. Maybe some of you struggle asking the Lord to bless your business. But I think that that's something we really have to get past. And that financial freedom really helps us. She says, when the Lord gives you more, it means you're able to give more. And I truly believe that. She talks about not being able to, so you can't free others when you're in bondage, when you are, you know, neck deep in debt. It's really hard to bless other people. So I think this business can mean financial freedom, whether you're in a place that you need to pay off some debt, whether you need to help pay for school. Maybe you have kiddos going to school and you don't want to be in debt, or you don't want to see them incur debt. Maybe your family could really be blessed by a vehicle that works, or a second vehicle. Maybe you want to be able to pay for someone else's meal on the spot. Maybe you want to be able to give to a friend who really needs it without having to think. Maybe you want to be able to say, like, yes, there's a need that means something to me. Let me meet that need. So that was us. We want to be in that place where we can give even more freely than we do, and we can give without hesitation. And this business is already doing that for us. We're already seeing opportunities where we've been able to freely give in places that we may not have been before. So I think that is an awesome perk. Financial freedom, whatever that looks like for you. I'd love to visit today. Share with us maybe the one reason, maybe your top 3 things that really resonated with you of why you would want to start a Young Living business. Knowing your why, the reason that really motivates you and drives you, finding that out and writing that down from the beginning will help you on those months that maybe are a little slower, or when you or feel like you're in a slump, or maybe you are like, you know what, why am I even doing this anymore? You can come back to that why that you wrote down in the beginning and say, you know what, because my kids are going to have a willable income, or you know what, I want to be able to give freely, or you know what, I want to stay home and be my own boss. That's why. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing it when it's hard. That's why I'm doing it when I'm tired. That's why I'm doing it when it seems like no one is messaging me back. All of those things. That's how you push through the slumps, is knowing your why. So I would challenge you, think of a few things that really resonate with you. Pick the top 1, pick the top 3, write those down, put those in a place that you can see them, and speak them out loud. Speak them out loud. There's something really powerful about speaking those things out loud. And yeah, I can't wait to read what you guys are thinking, how you loved chapter 1. Comment. That's what makes this is really fun. And yeah, we'll see you Wednesday. Okay, bye y'all.